Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, breaking news. The Fayette County coroner tells us a man has died after a serious crash in Lexington.
The legal battle continues in the same-sex marriage debate in Rowan County.
And Air Force captain from Lexington is being remembered after dying in Afghanistan.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
It's Friday. Good morning and welcome in to WKYT. We're glad you're here as we get ready for the weekend. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Friday's always really good around here. And, you know, we're having some nice weather and it may warm up a little bit for the weekend, but, you know, that's all right by me.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good because it's still summer. Let's enjoy it while it's here. Let's check in with meteorologist Micah Harris. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, you wouldn't believe it was summer if you're just now visiting from wherever. I mean, it's just one of those stretches that we're just not getting out of, at least not for now. Once we get to the weekend, then we'll start to see that change. But outside at the moment, it looks pretty good. We're 54 degrees right now in Frankfort. You can see down towards Somerset, Monticello, work your way back toward Jackson, Harlan, wherever you want to look. We're sitting there in the 50s, so a really good start to the day. And it's the same as the past few days. However, when we hit the afternoon, we'll put an 8 in the front instead of a 7. So we're getting warmer each and every day. Focus on the forecasts. Yeah, here we go. Changes for the weekend and bringing in some rain. We'll talk all about that coming up in your extended day forecast just a few minutes.
Okay, see you then. Thank you.
Let's go first right now to a breaking news alert we're tracking out of Lexington. We have just been told by the coroner that a man has died after a serious crash in the city.
That wreck happened not long before 11 o'clock last night near the intersection of Paris Pike and Iron Works Pike. Officers say the victim from that crash was first taken to UK Hospital. WKYT's Mark Barber is joining us live this morning with this sad news we have now. Mark, what can you tell us?
Certainly very sad. Good morning, Bill. I got off the phone with the coroner's office just a few minutes ago, and they told me that the man who was seriously hurt in this crash late last night is now dead. Now, the coroner's office says that they are not releasing his name at this time because they are still trying to find his family members. Now, this fatal crash happened around 11 o'clock last night. That's when a man who was driving on Paris Pike saw the headlight of a car sitting in the street. The driver turned around to take another look, and that's when he spotted a wrecked car off the road. Parts of the mangled car were in a ditch, some were in a tree, and others were in bushes. When crews reached the man who was hurt in the crash, he was in critical condition. Police say that he died before they could get him to UK Hospital. This morning, officers are still trying to figure out what caused the crash. All they are saying at this time is they think the man was driving north on Paris Pike when he was killed. Now, the coroner's office tells me that they are now waiting on the result of his toxicology tests as well as his autopsy to figure out how the man died. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Well, a U.S. Air Force captain from Lexington is being remembered as a hard worker and a born leader. The military says 27-year-old Captain Matthew Rowland was shot and killed earlier this week at a vehicle checkpoint in Afghanistan. He graduated from Lexington Catholic High School in 2006 and from the Air Force Academy 4 years later. Captain Rowland's teachers say he had always planned to go into the military.
There's a certain kind of kid that wants to. He was really a quiet kid. But there was a passion in him, and you knew that he was going to do something special, and that he wanted to be important and do something great.
Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear has ordered flags to be lowered to half staff on the day of Captain Rowland's burial. Funeral arrangements are pending.
This morning, police in Whitley County are looking for an armed robber. The crime happened at a local gas station just off Interstate 75, exit 15 there at Goldbug. The Whitley County Sheriff's Office says the man walked in, showed a weapon, and demanded money. He then ran off. No injuries reported in that. A trailer hauling hay caught fire along a Laurel County road. That happened on Highway 3630, not far from the Jackson County line yesterday. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says the trailer was being pulled by a pickup when it caught fire. Deputies say the driver was able to unhook the trailer and save the truck, but the trailer was destroyed. The road was shut down for about 2 hours while firefighters cleaned up the mess. No one hurt in that.
We have continuing coverage this morning on the same-sex marriage debate in Rowan County. Clerk Kim Davis is still refusing to issue marriage licenses, saying she will ask the U.S. Supreme Court to intervene. In an act of solidarity, Casey County Clerk Casey Davis is riding his bike across the state to show his support for Kim Davis. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is tracking the latest developments on this story from our live desk this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. As the debate over Kim Davis's decision to not issue marriage licenses continues, one Kim Davis supporter says he will continue his ride to show that Davis does not deserve punishment for her religious beliefs. Casey County Clerk Casey Davis is on a 10-day bike ride across Kentucky in support of Kim Davis. He started his journey in Pikeville and will end in Paducah, but today he will stop in Rowan County to meet with Kim Davis. Casey plans on riding 40 miles a day, and when he said he called Kim to tell her about his plan, she cried. Casey Davis tells us that he believes Christians are being persecuted in this situation for not being able to have religious freedom. He also says that Kim's fate is in the hands of Governor Steve Beshear, who's citing his veto of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act in 2013. Earlier this month, U.S. District Judge David Bunning ruled that Kim Davis must issue marriage licenses, and just this week, a U.S. 6th District Court of Appeals panel denied Davis's request to extend a stay issued by Bunning that gave her until August 31st to make changes in her office. Matt Staver, who represents Kim Davis, believes the judge's order is still delayed until August 31st. Now, there will be several couples attempting to get marriage licenses in Rowan County today. I'll have more on that at 5:30. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
It goes on. Thanks so much, Michelle. Well, the family of a missing Louisville man is asking for help finding him. 48-year-old Michael Kimsey has not been seen since May 29th. He was last seen at his home not too far from the Oldham County line. Kimsey is a UPS pilot and served in the Air Force before joining the company. Both Louisville police and his family say they can't understand why he's disappeared.
We have not slept day or night. You're thinking about him.
Well, Kimsey has a wife and 7-year-old son. His parents have traveled from their home in Tennessee to Louisville to help with the search.
The time is 5:07 on WKYT this morning, and drone experts are calling for better regulations after a drone crash landed right on top of the Fifth Third building in downtown Lexington. On Saturday, someone was flying a drone in Lexington when it fell out of the sky onto the roof of the Big Blue building. Workers there say the drone operator asked security if he could go up and retrieve it, but he was denied. Drone experts say events like this show a need for better education about the devices.
Technology, it advances so fast that it's always been hard to keep up with legislation, and a lot of states actually have some sort of drone law on the books up to this date. Kentucky doesn't yet, but we're working on something, even for law enforcement, when they can and can't use it.
The basic guidelines from the FAA for people flying drones is to fly them under 400 feet and to stay at least 3 miles away from airports, as well as not flying in a manner that could put people or property at harm.
A Woodford County native and prominent leader in the Black Lives Matter movement is speaking out against accusations that he lied about being black. Earlier this month, conservative bloggers claim Sean King lied about being biracial to qualify for a scholarship to attend a historically black college. King says he is biracial. He says his mother had an affair with a black man. In an interview with GQ magazine, King said he doesn't feel safe now. He's bought an extra gun for his home and installed cameras there. King also says his mother has gone to stay with other family members because so many people have shown up at her house.
Well, this morning, parts of Lancaster are under a boil water advisory. The Garrett County Emergency Management Director says anyone living in the south and east sides of Lancaster should boil their water until further notice. They say the advisory was issued because of a water line break in the Baker Street area. WKYT this morning, just getting started here on your Friday.
Instagram has rolled out a new feature that will make many users happy. We'll tell you about its new format coming up in Consumer News.
Looking pretty good outside right now, and this Friday is just fine. Now, the temperatures will start to go up throughout your weekend. That'll give us a rain chance. And for portions of your weekend, I'll show you that coming up next.